Okay, so Serato 2.0 just dropped, and there's so many good things and videos. Even Serato put out their own video, which I thought was dope. Let's talk about what's new. I always spoke highly of Serato because I just enjoyed their software. But first of all, they put more sample options in here, which I think is great. They also put a reverse in here, which is cool. And some of this stuff is the same. So if you don't see me talking about this, because it's the same thing. All this stuff pretty much the same, except for right here. So they added in vocal. This is like piano or synth, whatever you want to call it. This is your bass, and this is your drum. So you can remove, this is on their studio, but it was never on Serato Sample. And this is a free update to those that own Serato Sample already. If you don't own it, I highly suggest grabbing it. It's especially on, it's my friend, especially on desktop, because what it's gonna do for you is, yeah, sure, you can find other ways to sample. You could use Koala, and I love Koala, and I do use it on the phone, but on desktop, this thing here is phenomenal. I think anything else is second to it for sure. You can add a grid to it, which is kind of dope. But anyway, so the find samples is probably my favorite feature. You got set slicer, set random, and then find samples, which I love. They find you samples and then you build stuff with it. I don't have, let me see if I can switch this so you can see something here. I want you to be able to hear this. Go into live. Well, you can't look around, but I don't have my speakers anymore. I got rid of a lot of stuff that I'm just not using it often. I primarily use the speakers as a reference and for the videos, but I'll have another little small speaker soon that I'll use more often. Love the Bose, but it was quite expensive for an item that I primarily was using just to listen to music. I could get any speaker, I think, of decent quality. And I have one that I'm eyeing that I've used in the past. So I might get that again. No sweat. Remember, nobody pays me, so I'm doing everything on my own budget. So let's use the Max Pro speakers. All right, I'll turn it up, make sure it's up so you can hear it. Hopefully, I would say hopefully I don't get monetized, but they don't pay me nothing anyway. So I sampled a song. I'm not gonna say what the song is, and I'm not playing enough of it really to make a difference. But what's cool is I was able to sample. I made 2 parts. I'll play this. Right, so you can hear chopped pieces of it. But those are all put together from that. The drums actually came from the sample too. So that's what's cool. And there's another friend of mine. That's what's cool is that you can take, like here, I did this Serato. I duplicated the same one, and I just got the drum, picked out drum parts that I like and put those together. See, I did the drums up here. And it just, if you do that, here's what you got, watch. So let me go here actually. So you could actually get your drums from the song that you're sampling if you wanted to, right? Just sample the drums out. It does a really good job. This song is from the 70s. And then you can use different things like, different plugins like plugins that, is it plugins that knock? It says plugin, knock. You can use knock to beef the drum sounds up and chop them up. I just took a sample out of it, and then I took another fill from it and added a fill and changed up the ending of it. So I played this small sample, which looks like, you see this little, well, this 2 bar is the fill. Where did I put the other sample at? Maybe I accidentally deleted it. Oh, there it is. So this is my little, where I played, you can see I played like 2 bar loop, just kept looping that out, right? Boom. And then that's how I made this. And I'm just drawing the audio off of it because I prefer to work in audio. I'll start maybe in MIDI and then I'll eventually get to audio. And you can see I do that too. Here's my shaker that I added to it. Just a single shaker. Percussion from the Percussion Factory from UVI. So I added that. And then the drums. If I don't want to use these drums, I could take these samples, either beef them up, or I could take these samples and then stack them with other samples. You see how here's it. Or I could take these samples and get the MIDI off of it. So I have the drum pattern and then convert it to MIDI, and then take that and add my own drum sounds to it where I still have the rhythm of the way these drums are played and pull the groove off of it. So many options. I'm really, truly an Ableton fan. Never was at first, but now I am for sure. After the last probably couple years using it, or however long I've been using it, at least a year, that I fell in love with this thing. I just really adore it. So that shaker in there. So that's not how it went. Obviously, I added in these fills at the end, and then added this. But anyway, really cool, great way to make music. I really. And then let's say I don't want to keep. Maybe I want these to be a part of this up here. In theory, I could take this and split this. And go Command D, go here, Command D, right? Remove that piece. Do the same down here. You don't even have to do all this that I'm doing, but you could just drag it up like that. You technically would only have to split. Like, see, now this one's not right on the one. So you want to make sure you leave yourself enough room to be able to get that, which is fine with me. So I'm going to zoom in as close as I can. And then I'm going to take and Command D on that, and then I'll drag it up like that. And what that does, in theory, is I could get rid of this track, eliminate, because you might not have a ton of tracks. If you're using like an intro version, you only have 8, right? And then if you're not using the intro, sorry, my fingers are moving this. You want to consolidate a lot of stuff just so. So I'll highlight them all, hit Command J, and it'll join them. So there's that. Now I can. Something like that. So this is just, I'm touring around. This isn't my track or anything. I mean, it is my track because I'm making it, but I'm not keeping it. I'm just using it to show you how the easy it is to get a song, sample into it, boom, put your stuff, your parts, chop it up in Serato, and with the fact that now you can literally get whatever part you want. So let's see here, turn that off. Little stuff like that you could do and make cool parts to songs and just develop your parts. So this is great for somebody who is sample based or doesn't really maybe play an instrument too, or somebody who does play an instrument and they just want to take a certain chop out of something, or maybe they need some drums and now you want to just get the drums out of it so that you can come up with a drum pattern. Maybe you just want to take the pattern that they used and then add your own drums to it. That's cool too. And that's simple. You just right click on the pattern. Let's say here's the audio, right? And then you can do, so I personally, because I don't like losing anything, I'll usually go duplicate the track so I don't mess on my track, because once you convert it, it'll change it. So and then hit convert to drums, right? Boom. So right below it, it made a new track. And I'm just gonna solo this out so you can see what the drums sound like. Of course, I hate those samples, but that's not the point here. So look in here, you see how it has the kick and everything here? So all you have to do is just take that MIDI, and then like if I'm on here, I'm gonna get rid of this because this isn't what I want, right? I'm gonna move this up now, up here. Just get rid of this track. All right, so then I'm gonna take the MIDI and say, I need a kick, snare, etc., etc. So let's go ahead and insert MIDI track. I like to make all my kicks percussions and, well, not my percussion, but my kicks and stuff separate. Okay, then I'll come over and get a drum from here. So let's use, not that, let's use this one, because I just know where the stuff is in here. So let's say I want to use that. All you gotta do is drag it down. It automatically puts it in sampler, one shot it right there. Tweak it if you want to. I'm gonna go ahead down and duplicate that. Turn this one to a snare. Well, it would be good to click on the rename. Oh, there we go, we got it in there. Okay, cool. And then all I gotta do is find a snare that I want. I'm gonna go here. I like this one, drag it into the snare. There you go. And then you might, you know, adjust your volume if you need to, whatever you need to do to make that work for you. All right. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go option down, and then I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna get rid of this one and that one. Now that should be my kick, right? Done. Go in here to this one. Get rid of the snare, the hi-hats rather, and the kick. So now I got that. I'm gonna do one more. Duplicate. I'm gonna drag it down, the same thing. I'm gonna go option, grab it, drag it down. I'm gonna get rid of the kick and the snare. Boom, and then I'm gonna find a hi-hat that I like. So I'm just gonna go here, coupe hi-hats. I like the studio stuff, single shots, and I usually just grab like a low. That'll work. Right here, just drag it down. Oops. Should be one there. Yeah, so just drag it down to here. There you go. Done. All right, let's play just these three. So we're gonna take the solo off. I'm just gonna play snare. I'm gonna hit command so you can just hear these three. Oops. Something I did wrong. Let's see. Go to my kick. There's the kick. All right, so you have to double check to make sure that you're on the right kick, obviously, because you're just pitching it. Which one is the right kick? Let's see here. Middle C is what I'm looking for. I think that's it right there. Should be C3, but for the sake of time, let's go in here and see where we're at. It is C3. So then what I'll do is I'll just select all, hit shift, and move it up to C3. That's usually your middle C type thing, right? For C3. This one's gonna be the same principle, except for the snare. Yeah, it's gonna be on C3. So do that, hit shift up twice. And there's your snare. Hi-hat, same principle. Select all, shift, till you get to C3. Okay. You might have to bring it down if you want it right on C3, because I think that's C3 is there. There you go, C3. Let's check this one. There you go, one more, right there, C3. Okay, there you go. So put this one in, so go command, hit the now I didn't do the fill, but you can see the point here. You get the point. You can use this, and of course this would sound better if I'm playing it through some real speakers, right? But You can use that to help you. I'm gonna just delete this track now because I really don't feel like I need it. And I will mute this one, and that one's already muted. And if you feel like in this case, I think it put too many snares. I don't know what it was doing here. So I could see maybe doing this every now and then, but I feel like it's too much. Just adjust what you need to adjust. See what I'm saying? Now you borrow from this. The only problem I see that I would have here is primarily is the fill, because the fill is a little more challenging. You can still do the fill, but it's going to be a little more challenging. So I'd probably just put my fill in as a sample and leave it so it, right? Or keep it as it is and just stack your drums over the top of that. Whatever drum you have, stack them with that drum. And it's just going to beef up the drum anyway. So that's all I have for you today. I wanted to just show you the whole process here of using, I'm not going to keep this, I'm just going to keep it this way, of using the Serato Sample and the 2.0. So this is 2.0, this is the newest one, just dropped today. If you don't have it, highly suggest getting it. Sometimes Serato will do sales. I got mine for 50% off. So maybe Black Friday, if you really want it, I'd say wait till Black Friday if you can't afford. I think it's like what was it, $100 normally? So it's like $100. So if you can afford it and you can get it and you want it, it's a worthy have. Obviously, the most important reason I use it is to get the sample itself. And when it comes to the drums, I wouldn't get it just for drums, like to get drums out of it. You could get other stuff that'll do that. But you got a multi-purpose tool here that can get you some drum samples, can get you some bass samples out of it. You can get some vocal samples by sampling things and removing the vocals from it, or removing everything else and keeping the vocals, however you want to term it. So there's so many ways to use this. And then of course the other thing is you could get the sample and then drop it into like a scaler and get the chords off of it too, and then build chord progressions around that sample or whatever. Plus they have time stretch in here. It's really good, and you can sync it to whatever your tempo is in your master, or if you haven't used this before, for most people that have, you can change the key or detune it a little bit, filter it, put a little attack on your samples, time stretch, key shift. You can make one sample become instrument and play it like an instrument. I'll show that in another video if I haven't shown it already. In another video, I'll try to do one with that just to show you. So worthy buy. I think it's like $100. Probably want to get it while it's still $100 maybe, because if it goes up, or wait for Black Friday and see what you can do with that. All right, that's it for this video. Sorry it's been a while. I've been really busy these past couple weeks and just haven't had a lot of time to do videos. But I am going to get back into it, start doing more videos, trying to come up with some other ideas. I'm not using the iPad really that much. I'm mostly using my iPhone if I want to do music like on iOS. Most of my music now will be on the computer-based stuff because I find it quicker for me, and I find that I get more stuff done when I use it. So that's just for me. There's a ton of iOS videos out there. I still like some of the iOS stuff, still think it's wonderful. But my videos primarily will be on the MacBook, which in turn, I would actually use a PC nowadays. If you can get a quality PC with a fast processor, Ableton works on PC. So it's not like it's not on PC. All right, I'm out.